Yeah, you already know. We doing our thing. We back once more, the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. I'm your boy
Yes.
Soldier Blessed,
Whoop
back in
whoop.
the building. I blessed to be back amongst my family, my friends. You already know how we go. The Hot Mango Seed Podcast giving you everything you need to know. You know what I'm saying? For your daily lives. We peel back the layers. That's why it's called a mango. You know what I mean? But enough about me. You know what I mean? I here with the wonderful cast and crew. I'm not the main host. You know what I mean? I'm just a co-host. I filling in. You know what I mean? Jumping in. But I like to introduce my family, my friends. Like these is people I love to the most and to the max. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start off right now with the number one botanist, Rob Raider.
How y'all doing, folks?
There you go. Rob Raider in the building. This man is an extraordinary when it comes to baking and creating all of your highly goods. You know what I'm saying? So keep in contact with
Yes.
this man. All right. We going in next with the king of all kings, King T.
You already know what time it is. Have no fear. The king is here.
Yes, sir. And we're going around the table. Super producer Henny Skywalker.
Another day above ground. Yeah,
Another
we
day
winning.
above ground. You're damn right. Every day above ground is a good day, by the way. You know what I mean? And last but certainly not least, we have the 206 representer, the hot spitter, the Seahawks man himself, Mr. Jawan LaRue.
Peace and blessings. What's going on, man? Welcome back to another episode. So good to have you back, blessed.
You damn right. I
Hey.
feel good to be back in the building. I bless, you
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean? I
real.
had to step out for a little second, but you know how it goes. Sometimes it's like you don't know how long you're going to step away from. So at least I know that I have a crew that go hold down the fort when I step out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a
Yes, sir.
blessing in itself. That's a
Absolutely.
blessing in itself. You know what I mean? But how y'all been? How the whole crew been? How everybody's spirits is?
Ain't been good.
Chill.
Wonderful, wonderful. As always, every day alive's a good day.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Good.
okay. So it,
Everything's good, man.
let me
I ain't had to sell dope yet, so hanging in
That's a good
there.
day.
Big baller Roo.
Trying to do something, it's the signs of the times, like Bless say, the signs of the times.
these
Okay.
are the signs of the
Facts.
times, yeah. Look at it real
Yeah.
closely.
Yeah,
See the
man.
pastor man, them holding him rosy. Anyway, that's enough, you know what I mean? Don't give me
Oh man, we
I'll pull it
made.
off, I'll pull it off on here and I'll pull it off on a stunt, listen. I'll pull it off on a
Yes,
stunt, right?
sir.
But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel blessed and this week has been a crazy week. If y'all been keeping any kind of tabs on the news, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been a
Yes.
crazy week. So let's get into it, man. We have some things here for the people them today, you know what I mean? Because we live streaming. Also, we live streaming on Instagram, we live streaming on Facebook, live streaming on YouTube, you know what I mean? If you find it in your heart and you think that we good enough, like, follow, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to build a nation, the Hot Mango Seed Nation, if you will, you know what I'm saying? To everybody to come and get some good knowledge, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
With like-minded individuals, smart individuals. These people in the room have some real credentials, so you might want to stick around, you know what I'm saying? So, for the first thing, I've been on a health tip lately. I know that LaRue and T, because all of us literally been in the gym today.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went to the gym, LaRue went to the gym, T went to the gym. So this is
Yes.
something that we trying to focus on our health. We're trying to get our muscle mass and live good. Um, when I found this out, when I start my journey, it really and truly opened my eyes to something that I never thought was possible. You know what I'm saying? Like I never knew that what they put in food and how they chemically engineer foods, it gets you addicted to it so that way you crave the wrong thing. And from there,
Yes.
it's a
Crack.
cascading effect. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like basically like crack. It's a horrible thing, man. And like I think that shedding a light on it is something that's going to definitely give us eye opener, you know what I mean? Because it was an eye opener for me. And now I just be scanning the ingredients list, you know what I'm saying? I just be making sure that like I just be making sure that everything is everything and we make sure that all the ingredients on the list is right. So with that being said, the topic is natural flavoring. Basically, If you look at your ingredients list when you go down the grocery store, if you see natural flavoring on the ingredients list, basically put that product back down. Have y'all ever seen natural flavoring on a box?
Yeah.
Yeah, ice
I,
cream.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
Ice cream.
I've
Ice cream
seen.
is no longer the same thing.
yeah. I telling you, it's a really and truly an epidemic. When you really start looking into it, it does. You see it everywhere. It's like you can't hide it anymore. What they try to do and how they try to bioengineer our minds. You know what I'm saying? So
So
check
so
this
when
out.
they say natural flavoring, like what are they? What is really happening with the natural flavoring? Like is it like artificial sweeteners or how what it really? Because I stopped drinking the artificial sweeteners because I found out that the artificial sugar isn't good for you. So when they say natural flavors, are they going along that lines or where are they?
So basically, they put in it's like having vanilla yogurt, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't contain vanilla.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So they use natural
Oh.
flavorings to recreate the flavor of vanilla. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a naturally occurring vanilla, like the vanilla bean where you scrape the seeds
Yeah.
out and you know how you extract vanilla. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's something that they bioengineer and put together to give the taste of vanilla.
It comes from
And
beaver
that,
ass.
you
It
see
comes
what I'm
from
saying?
beaver ass.
And all kinds of stuff. They use and extract it from all different kinds of stuff. Like, same thing like Teddy was saying, like they just extract it from
No,
beaver
that's what they
ass.
extract
They
it from.
just,
They get it.
Yeah.
They get it from beaver. Beaver
It's
secretes
called
so, whatever the sac
Castorium.
is, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's you can get it from like beavers and shit like that and other animals.
yeah, it's
Oh, you
real.
said beaver ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
beaver
a real
ass.
animal, like a real
Yeah.
beaver ass being.
I didn't
Seriously,
know it
this
was. I thought you was making up words, Rob.
No, like even if you're
Oh
using like
shit.
vanilla lotions and stuff like that, you're usually
Yeah.
getting it from beaver ass.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
so
There goes
I
my
have a,
lotion.
so I have a question. So what's the difference, right? Because artificial flavoring and then fructose sugar, right? Is that what I'm saying?
Fructose, high
So
fructose
it's
corn
Fructose.
syrup.
sucrose and
Fructose.
high fructose.
Fructose.
So what's
Yeah,
the difference of those two, or are they the same thing?
Different.
yeah.
They are
It's like
different.
it's way different. You know what I'm saying? It's
They
way
both
different.
still hurt you, but they're different
High
in their
fructose corn
perspectives.
syrup. High fructose corn syrup is basically like you'll find it as like the first ingredient as any kind of sweetener. You know what I mean? Anything in any sugary kind of food, anything like that, it'll be like the number one ingredient. It'll usually say it within the first two or three ingredients. You know what I mean? I trying to get this list out here for y'all. Let me see something real quick. Okay.
Yeah, and while you're finding that, I just think it's absolutely crazy that these companies could do that, right? That they like, especially for us, right? We're older now, so I mean, when you're younger, if you're trying to be healthier, and you're like, okay, I can get this soda or I can get this juice that says all natural flavors. You know what I mean? I think it's crazy how they can get away with that, and for so long it's just been
Yeah,
damaging.
I think we should be able to. There should be some kind of a lawsuit against, or at least regulations against them naming it something like natural flavoring, knowing that most people will
There we go.
assume
And that's what
that
they
it
do.
means
That's
something from the earth.
uh-huh.
You know?
Exactly. So listen to this, y'all, and let me know what y'all think, okay? Let me know
Uh-huh.
if you could hear it, number one, because we still getting used to all of this bad boy stuff here. Y'all ready? Let me see this here.
How did we go in our great
We can hear
country
it.
from real food to fake food?
Philip Morris and RJR Reynolds came in and they bought Kraft Foods and they bought General Foods at the time. And they took the technology that they learned on how to hook people to cigarettes and use that same flavoring technology in food. And so it's largely that flavor component. When you see it on an ingredient label, it's called natural flavor. And it can mean 1,000 different chemicals behind that one label. And that's one of the biggest loopholes right now that exists at the FDA, is that food companies can put any kind of combination of chemical around that label. But what those chemicals do is they create the 1 millionth best part of the taste. It's what PepsiCo uses a robot that mimics human taste buds to test how addictive their products are so that we can't stop eating them. And this is what other companies are using this technology to allow the entire bliss point to happen in your brain so you can't stop eating a product. It's so that every time you go to that product, you remember the flavor. Your mouth starts to water. You start to remember that taste. And it's the same thing that actually MSG does. And this is something that's in a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, for example. Like the reason why my mouth waters when I say Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is because of the MSG. I remember what it tastes like, even though I haven't had it in 15 years.
Why did my mouth water when she said that too? That's kind of crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even eat Chick-fil-A, but when she said it, I started picturing some good chicken sandwiches and
You see, because that's what I tried to tell you. Like
That's
they
some good
engineer it to
information.
the point where it's like you can't run away from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the foods that we eat is like if you see anything that say bioengineered, anything that says natural flavoring on it, like just put it down instantly. You don't even need it. It's not something that you need. It's not something that you want. You want to stay on the outside aisles of the grocery store. You want to get your veggies. You want to get your meats. You want to get your fish. You know, your dairy, your eggs, and stuff like that. Anything in the middle.
And get out of
Yeah,
there.
anything in the middle is usually chaos and death. You know, so.
Yeah.
But,
And then you got to be
know
careful
what
with
else is
even
crazy about that?
you got to be careful with the fruits and vegetables because what they grow, the vegetables with like the chemicals and everything that also leaks into your fruits and veggies. That's why you have the stickers and the certain UPC stickers. If you ever pay attention to the fruits and vegetables, like each one is color coded for a reason.
yeah.
But they get away with a lot of this stuff is because of the legal percentages, aka what they call the loophole. As long as I put at least 2% of the real stuff, it passes for legal. So then all I gotta do is slap the stick on it to at least let you know, and it's up to the person or the customer to read what's on the ingredients.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I remember, like from class, something I learned was how they use certain colors in advertising to also get your mouth to water and make you want to get in, like red,
Yeah.
yellow.
You know, red is a delicious color. So.
Nah,
See what I mean? Yeah.
terrible.
They use
Terrible.
like most food places. Like if you look at all of the labels and branding for most food companies, they use red, white, and yellow.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I was gonna add to this too, man. Like this like subject to me is like near and dear personally because being somebody who's had GI issues, right? Like, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but I've had gastrointestinal issues, and when it comes to ingredients, you know, I used to be a person who ate fast food all the time. Y'all knew me. I ate pizza. I ate all of these different things. Like my mouth watered thinking about Doritos, right? And after being like having a inflammation and having like a flare up, you know, I started to recognize that certain ingredients, you know, as soon as my stomach got those certain ingredients, it had like the reverse effect and it made me really sick. So it's like, man, it's getting worse and worse. Like the things that they're putting into our foods, man. And I'm so
Yes.
grateful, blessed for you bringing this full circle, right? To just
Yeah, man.
warn people.
Yeah. It's something I had to learn too, my son, because let me tell you, I was a number one proponent for natural flavoring, like all of that junk, man, just, you know, on nights, just shoveling it into my face, just can't get enough of it.
Hey,
Man, engineer it, you know what I mean?
remember when we used to do them midnight runs, the late night to the 7-Eleven?
Oh man.
Man, I used to pick up them cheese puffs every night, man, night after night.
Them cheese fries used to really
Yeah.
go hard, but hey, they come in clutch, you know what I mean? But the thing is, they taste damn good. They taste damn good, but that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. It tastes damn good.
The Cheetos, jalapeno
Yeah.
cheddar, cheese.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
that's
sound good,
ultimate
yeah.
Thai food. But
Yeah.
okay, so segueing in, there's been that was just my little health. I wanted to put that front and foremost, you know what I mean? Because to me, that's
Yes,
near and
sir.
dear, like LaRue said, to my heart. So the next thing now is, which I know T would love, and it's very crazy. Your boy Trump back in the news again. Well, he in the
Oh,
news
Lord.
basically every day. He in the news every day. This man on a next level, but this
Yeah.
man do something crazy, which is he released a photo of himself depicting himself as a Christ-like figure on his
Yeah.
Truth Social post. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's something that, like,
Idiot.
to me, I feel it's a slap in the face to every, Christian fearing person, every person of religion and faith, that
Yeah.
see Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Because if you could see in the picture, if you could just kind of see like the little preview, he's holding
Yeah.
over a figure that, in my opinion, looks like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, well, there is an Epstein version out there.
No,
So
but, like, this is the original. I don't have the Epstein version, but this original version. When the first thing I saw, I said to myself when I see it, I was like, why it look
Yeah.
like he laying hands on Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird, but it just, that's the first thing that I
Hey.
thought about. But before you stop, I know T go to go in. I just want to let everybody know, if you believe in Jesus Christ, you don't have to fear Trump. You just have to continue in your faith, and you have to live in your truth. You understand? And you can't let people like Trump deter you from your path and your direction. So with that being
Yes.
said, all right, we go start off
Yeah.
with T.
Yeah, so first of all, like this is something that unfortunately a lot of Christians in America have brought on themselves. They have welcomed the devil into their home and rooted and is cheering him on while he is destroying it. And this doesn't go for all Christians, but this is a huge movement of them that have accepted, all of his blasphemous things and chalked it up to that's how he plays people. And they've even said that he was the next coming of Christ. Some of the MAGA diehard Christians have said that. And my thing is, and I've seen a lot of the other side of Christians that have condemned him, and like the Pope, is going at it with them. But for those that have not condemned him, you have welcomed this. You have welcomed this guy into the house of God. And I'm not a religious person. I believe in God. Everyone here knows, though, I don't go to church. I don't follow any denomination. Even I was insulted when I saw this, because I know what this picture is supposed to represent, which is Jesus Christ, someone that many people I know and love find deep in their heart and their soul. This is who they follow. And for him to do this, for any Christian that accepts this, just know God is the one that does the final judgment. And
that.
you know what's happening right
that.
now.
So with that being said, before I get to the rest of the panel, let me play this so that way we could get more of an insight into the whole fiasco, basically.
Social media post of this. Tonight, President Trump is defending his social media post of this AI-generated image that depicts him as Jesus Christ.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support.
Still, the post has been taken down. The White House has not said why. The Archbishop of Miami telling us.
I think the president is trying to walk it back and trying to put a different spin on it, which I think is a recognition on his part that he probably overstepped or went too far.
There was even swift backlash online from some of the president's MAGA coalition, who wrote, "God shall not be mocked," and there is no context where this is acceptable. The president today holding a photo op with a delivery driver who brought McDonald's to the White House to tout his no tax on tips policy. But he was also pressed about the controversial image.
It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better.
It all comes amid an escalating feud between the White House and the Vatican. Last week, Pope Leo with this rare call to action over the Iran war.
Contact the authorities, political leaders, congressmen, to ask them, tell them to work for peace and to reject war.
The president overnight posting, Pope Leo was terrible for foreign policy.
Listen,
Yeah.
when you beefing with the Pope, that's when you know you reach to the end.
Yes.
You reach to the end of all ends. Like, I don't think I ever known a public figure or political figure in my lifetime that ever went in on the Pope. Yeah?
Never. It's unheard of. LaRue, I want to know your opinion, because you are you are a true man of God,
Yeah.
and you follow, Christianity with your heart and soul. So what do you see as of this?
I'm glad you asked, and not only am I a Christian, but I believe in Jesus. I believe that Jesus is my savior. As a believer, I don't equate Jesus to an image as it is. There's many images across black culture, white culture, Hispanic culture. They've all had these different images of Jesus. Jesus is more than an image. The Bible, right? What's interesting is for the last few months, I've been reading the Old Testament. And what is interesting about these times is they relate so much to the Old Testament, though the New Testament is what we follow as Christians. And Christianity is not a religion. I think that people get so crosshaired with that, and I'm not going to go too deep into that, but Jesus never told us to follow a religion. The Old Testament clearly shows all of these kings and rulers that were of Israel and of Judah, and there were many of them that went astray, that did wicked acts. They called themselves gods. They worshipped other gods. They brought a lot of corruption and destruction on Israel and Judah. And I can tell you with all confidence that every last one of those people met their maker. God brought them down to destruction. That's one of the highest levels of anger that God gets is those kind of people, and what Trump doing that, making himself as an image. I'm not I don't find myself moved by Trump anymore, for a lack of better terms. I don't get moved. I don't say this is blasphemy. Yeah, it's blasphemy, but there's a lot of other things he's done that's blasphemy way before he was the president.
Yeah.
This is the same guy who sold Bibles to make money and hiked the price of Bibles. This is the same man who says that he's for the people but gives to the rich. There's so many things about him that screams he is not a Christian. Anybody who is equating a man to being a savior or anything, they're not true believers either, because if you read the word, you will know what God is communicating to his people. God is told in many different ways. I can go on and on. You got to stop me. But God has said it in many ways.
You're getting the sermon.
No, good, man.
I can go on and on, but let me just finish with anybody who is placing a man like you're making, God despises idols. These people who call themselves Christians and are praising Trump, you're praising an idol. You're obviously not reading your Bible. You're obviously not reading the word. God says to seek God first and all of his kingdom. To God is the first thing, the highest thing that you praise. And so, and with Jesus, so it just doesn't surprise me. I'm really not moved anymore. I'm not this is, somebody needs to condemn him. I agree with that. But Christians, the real Christ believers, we see it. We don't I don't have to comment on it. I don't have to condemn it out in the open, because I already know what his end is gonna be. I already know that this man is not of God. And anybody who so-called, oh gosh, I'm going on and on. Anybody who so-called praises him and worships him, they're not true believers either. So
I got you, man. Hey, I could feel your passion on it, brother. You know what I mean?
I have a theory.
I feel it. Go ahead.
You said you got a theory?
I have a theory, yeah. So the conservative base or the Bible Belt is not real Christians. I don't care what they say, and I know I'm gonna catch some flack for saying this, but I know exactly why y'all are following MAGA so hard, and it's because he is reversing a lot of things in the Constitution that involves the separation of church and state, and it's something you getting out of it, and when we figure it out, we on y'all ass.
Yeah, I also last it just speaks to his narcissism, man. Like he is a narcissist. He's a like
Yeah.
a psychopath in a way of like
Yeah.
for somebody and it was all like just because of what Pope Leo was saying to him that got under his
Yeah.
skin. Is that it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make this image. I think he's so dumb. We give him way too much credit. You know that he
Yeah,
thinks
yeah.
yeah, that he thinks he's Jesus or God. No, he's dumb. He's
Yeah.
petty.
But
And
you know what I want to
he
hear?
goes
I
in
want
the
to hear
chat
Rob's.
GPT or the
I want to hear Rob's angle. Rob, what do you
Okay.
think about this?
For the Jesus whole situation.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He shouldn't be doing this, especially when he said he's just trying to be a doctor on it. And
Lying
I
through
know
his
how
teeth.
sensitive it is, especially with religious people and people of religion.
So oh god. Can I add a layer to that, Rob?
Yeah.
So what like are you when you guys all like are you offended because of me of course you know my belief, but are you offended or are you just like this guy's a dumb, you know, whatever? Like how do you feel when you see it? Anyone? Rob?
Did we,
Oh.
did we lose Rob?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh, I think that was directed at
I
you.
like to get high. Rob over there on some Cheech and Chong on us over there.
You know, but segueing on Trump though, you know what I'm saying? You know that this man actually doing some crazy stuff out there in the Straits of Hormuz. You know, the US
Yes.
actually getting escalating war tactics by blockading the Strait of Hormuz, which is like a major escalation of it's supposed to be a ceasefire going on, but you know, the way how things bubbling, it looked like that ceasefire is a little bit shaky. It looked like it's
Yeah.
a little bit shaky. So this is what we have on that. You know what I mean? Give me 1 second here. As you could see, what they say is a U.S. blockade of Iran ports and partial blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a choke point for all shipments of oil, fertilizer, and other vital goods, began on Monday. Iran warned that it would retaliate if the U.S. carried out the blockade of ports, saying it would be illegal and essentially piracy. Tehran said no Gulf ports would be safe in traffic to and it's from and impeded. They say the threats that follow the failure of talks in Islamabad over the weekend to reach a peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran with Pakistan mediators with Vice President J.D. Vance, who headed the U.S. delegation, said that the main sticking point came down to Iran refusing to give up its nuclear ambitions. So, I mean, it's another escalation. It's another thing that, to me, in my opinion, that you know, Trump is using to blockade himself and to align himself with, you know, things that we had no business doing, in my humble opinion. You know what I mean? I don't think that we belong anywhere near Iran right now because, number one, they was not a major threat to us, and the Strait of Hormuz was open. And they would have been way more flexible in negotiating something with the nuclear deal if none of this had ever happened. Now they're going to be as rigid as a tree trunk. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be bending and giving too much leeway because they already know. Well, so they have a book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And that book, so in that book, it highlights tactics of war. And it says that if you are overwhelmed by your enemy and you are the lesser of your enemy, the way to fight that combat is to fight in moderation while your enemy fights in excess. So the United States is fighting in excess. It's sending bombs. It's spending billions of dollars a day. It's already in the hole. The U.S. is already in the hole.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So them going about doing this war is expensive. They have to pay for all the military personnel. They have to, you know, get everything situated. It's just a very costly operation. And Iran, all they doing is manufacturing $30,000 drones and just sending them out, them boom, 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 sending them out in mass and waves. $30,000 for a Tomahawk missile it costs like almost $1 billion for
So, yeah,
one
almost a
tomahawk.
billion.
So these Iranians, that man making war with $30,000 drone bombs where they could just launch them and fly them. They've been flying far. Y'all been seeing that?
Yeah, they've been going real far.
They've
And
been
and the
flying
other
far.
crazy thing is, Trump asked for a couple $1 trillion more. He's looking for 2 to 3 trillion more towards the war budget,
That's no more
towards the war budget, because he's the president of quote unquote peace.
Nah.
So yeah, so instead of giving the money to those who need it, healthcare and things that the average person needs, he decides we need more war. And
Doge funded this.
yeah, oh, Doge
Yeah.
definitely helped fund some of this.
To be honest with you, they don't even have funding for anything like this. So much in a deficit right now. Like other countries are not buying bonds like how they used to. People are taking their money out of the US and de-dollarizing. That's what they call it. They
Yeah.
de-dollarizing their economy. So they trying their best to start systematically taking the dollar out by, developing or utilizing Bitcoin or the yen or different forms or using gold, for example. That's why gold, a tip, I am not a financial advisor. I just want to give that tip. But gold is a very, very good asset to save, because if you look at the trend of gold only been going up, and it's I think going to continue to go up. So you might want to get your gold hoards up on that aspect.
Hey, but on the Strait of Hormuz, it's crazy because Iran was still letting ships through. It's just ships that were not affiliated with the United States, from countries that didn't have business deals going with the U.S. And so Trump, he sees a bully out bullying him, and so he decides he's going to bully also, and he decides to block the Strait of Hormuz. But what's even worse is that the greatest military in the world is controlled not only by an idiot, but that blockade we set up, ships have been ignoring it and still going through. So now we're looking like not only stupid for doing the blockade, but we look weak for not doing exactly what we said we are going to do, right? And then on top of that, Iran, there's another route, and I can't remember, I think it's the Red Barren Sea or something like that, but it's another route that is controlled by the Houthis. And now Iran's saying, if you want to do the blockade, we'll go ahead and block the other route that people are using. So now it's going to be even worse for oil, and not just oil, but for goods that come from over in that region. And as we know, over 20% of the oil that is used in that part of the globe is coming through that strait, right? And so it's just escalating more and more and more. And for those that don't know, we already have thousands of American troops over there ready for a ground war if Trump gets an itch and feels that it needs to happen, with American troops on the, and I'm pretty sure there are some American troops already on the ground. We're just not hearing all the details.
Yeah. Like what ended up happening was China came out immediately after the U.S. announced they were going to do blockades, and they immediately came out and said, we have legal contracts with Iran for our oil.
Yep.
This is our route, so we are not about to stop our transportation. And so.
Yep.
The U.S. can't just that'll be an act of war. Russia as well, and I think it's important for people to understand exactly why this oil blockade and Iran, all of this is causing so much rift effect in the U.S. Because crude oil actually refines into petroleum products. That's fuel, that's heating oil, propane and LPG, for materials and chemicals, that's plastics, water bottles, packaging, foam parts, synthetic rubber, asphalt, lubricants. It helps with producing clothing, cosmetics, detergents, paints, medical supplies. Oil is pretty much the backbone of modern manufacturing. So the thing about it is man, what I'll always stand on this soapbox and say is, man, Trump is an idiot, because he's a narcissist with this grandiose mindset. The Obama administration already established an Iran nuclear agreement years ago, back in 2010 or whenever it was. They already had an agreement established to where the U.S. can actually get updates from scientists and get updates from people on the ground in Iran to what they're doing and where they are in the working of their nuclear plans. And he came in during his first presidency and ripped up that deal. And then he came and he wants to be this grandiose like superhero. He so much wants to be Obama, so much wants to be Reagan, and wants to be all of these this greatest president of all time. And now he's trying to dictate something that he's actually like took 10 steps back. So now at the end of this, you know, and you can go back to this video and listen, at the end of this, Iran is going to be having a lot more say within the Strait of Hormuz when they didn't have. And they keep saying, oh, the Trump got it back open. They got it back open. It was always open. And Iran had no foot in the game. Even this whole entire time, the U.S. is the only one who has not had their oil going to and from the Gulf. So the thing is like, man, it's just this grandiose like idea he has, and now he's so deep in it, and he keeps trying to tell the American people, we won, it's only going to be so long, because he knows that he knows that this is going to be going on. Like Iran has already told y'all, and I said this before, we will die for what we stand for.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
you got that right.
Like they keep saying, okay, you're gonna have to send in troops. We got 1 million troops ready for America to come on the ground. Yeah. And you keep saying, well, we're not gonna sign this deal unless they just agree to all of our terms. And they're saying we're not agreeing to nothing until you know. It's like now it has to be a new deal, and the new deal is that Iran is in the game, and it was never that way. So.
Hey, preach, brother, because that's exactly how I feel. We share the same sentiments on it. Like Iran, to me, have the upper hand. But so we go segue on, because you know that day will just blow up. We go to, this is something like we could continue going on this all day on that, because it's a tragedy going on. But so this portion here is a little introduction. You know what I mean? I don't know, I didn't really tell the crew, but it's a segment I like to call Soldiers Rotten Mango of the Week. You understand what I mean? So this is people who earn the Rotten Mango of the Week. You have to be one of the dumbest individuals, the biggest crash outs, the stupidest individual, like somebody who lack an intelligence level to, you know, be called anything other. Yeah. Okay? So with that being said, my Rotten Mango for the week is none other than your boy, Pooh Shiesty.
Lord have mercy.
Pooh Shiesty, right, is the biggest crash out, and he earned the title of Rotten Mango of the Week. So, man, the latest thing is, Pooh Shiesty just came out of jail. I think it was like October last year, right? Yeah. Right? This man came out of jail. He dropped one of the biggest videos and dropped one of the hottest songs where it amassed millions and millions of views. He's on top of the world. He has a whole new contract he wanted to sign. And this man went and crashed out and robbed Gucci. Yes.
Insane.
Yes, Gucci. The Guap himself.
Insane.
The Gucci man himself. Could you believe that we live in a time where we have to make an announcement like Gucci man get kidnapped and robbed?
That's insane, dude. Like these I'll be real, man. This generation now, they the generation of crash outs.
Dude,
there's no man crash out. Oh, their parents was crackheads, like crash outs. Yeah. The crack babies, like you said. It's insane.
It's insane. So apparently, they say rapper Gucci Mane was allegedly kidnapped at gunpoint in Dallas earlier this year. They say leading to the arrest of 8 men, including fellow artists signed to his label, officials say. prosecutors allege rapper Pooh Shiesty, born Lantrell Williams Jr., led the ambush under the guise of a meeting, holding Maine captive inside a recording studio and forcing him to sign papers releasing him from his contract. So this man is literally living up to his name of Shiesty. I don't know about that Pooh, you know what I mean? Yeah. When this man says Shiesty, right? So I'm curious to hear what y'all think about this.
Look, my thing is the fact that he robbed Gucci Man is one thing. I heard it was over something dealing with the contract or how things were being ran as far as his deal was concerned, and he wasn't happy. But regardless, first of all, you don't go rob the record label or whoever you're signed under. That's a big no-no. But second of all, if you're gonna do it, don't record it. Like how they said that one of them wound up recording it, so that's part of how they were able to catch to get them charges on them or whatever they're gonna do with them.
There's cameras in the studio.
Cameras at the studio recorded it themselves. Like to me, it's just like this crash out kind of energy going around to where there's no care about what's going to happen. Like when we were younger, people would do some shiesty stuff, but back in the day they had some thought out plans. Like it wasn't let me take pictures of myself, or walk right in front of the camera, give it a middle finger and then do the dirty stuff. It was people back in our days were really trying to get away with stuff. Nowadays they don't even care. They just straight to the point. And then, of course, to rob the man that's helping you make money, helping your music to go big, that's a whole nother conversation. That's personal opinion, though.
Personal opinion. So now, not allegedly, but it is facts that his father was also involved in this whole hit. So his father was in the room with Gucci Man pulled up at gunpoint, and his friend blocking the door, and so literally, his father went to jail with all the rest of them.
Yeah,
I
believe
it. That's sad. That's a sad thing. You know what I mean? When you really,
I believe it. That's parenting. That's his son turned out to be just like him in that kind of situation, just like him. A lot of us, even though we create our own identities and try to separate our identities from part of our parents' identities. Sometimes that stuff is embedded in your DNA, and the parent you're around the most is who's going to bring out their side the most. You know what I mean? And not saying he was around his dad the most, but his dad obviously had enough influence to turn him into the real shiesty cat that he is.
Yeah, because that man didn't living up to his name. When this man say, tell 30 to pass him that Drake, that's exactly what he did. Like this man they say that he asked them to pass him the bag and he pull it out and Gucci like, what? This man really about upping up that thing.
Yeah.
That's insane when I read about. So basically, he just come out on top of the world, dropped this video, FDO, and now he's right back on the bunk bed. Just like how he said that he got off, he went right back on the bunk bed again, which is why he landed as the Rotten Mango of the week. Because you in a position and a place where not a lot of young individuals or even older individuals to be that financially stable, to have that money and that wealth. You see all the money on the floor this man throwing around, all the money around at the cars.
Could have bought lawyers.
He could have bought lawyers. This is true.
That's 30 right there in the car.
He could have bought lawyers and all this thing, but he also could have used that and put that towards his legacy, towards his establishment, towards his family, towards the people that could help build the neighborhoods where he's from, so people don't fall victim. Like T say, he's supposed to be trying to get out of the hood. He's supposed to be trying to get out of that situation to make a better way for himself and his peers. But instead, he's living up to the shiesty name where he only want to break down. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like Babylon, you know what I mean? So
yeah. You know what's crazy though? Nicki Minaj didn't do that. Young Thug didn't do that. None of the other people, the Migos didn't do that. They asked him to get out the contract and he let them out.
Yeah. Nobody will never know the back ends of it, you know what I mean? Like the back ends of why he keeps shiesty and let go everybody else, it'll, forever be.
But before you move on, I just want to, for all you young, entrepreneurs, street entrepreneurs out there that want to, trying to be a boss, I'm gonna tell you something. when you hit a certain level, you don't get your hands dirty. Period. Like that's just boss general knowledge there. Because if the leader go down, the whole foundation crumbles. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what he did. He's still trying to be a street cat when he's supposed to be a boss with his own foundation beneath him. And yeah, he might think he looks, good and gangster doing whatever he's doing and uphold his shiesty name. The reality is all those people that was depending on him for their family survival, because they're marketing for him, because they're out there in the streets campaigning for him, because they're producing shows for him to make him famous, he just let all them people down just so he can try to rob Gucci Man. He just let all those families down who are now not going to have money to feed their families at a time when people need their money the most right now, when people are struggling. So definitely, he's not just a bad mango. He's a squishy bad mango, like one of them rotten.
Let me tell you, if anybody who's a lover of mango, you know a rotten mango, when you see it, when you touch that there, you don't want nothing to do with it. You will never think to be like, hey, let me take a little taste of that mango. Immediately, you throw that mango there. Rotten mango is one of the nastiest things, and that's why Pooh Shiesty, you learn on it. You know what I mean? You learn on it. So, hey. That's some of the craziest things that we got to do. But we said going on, we going on. If y'all enjoying the show, you know what I'm saying? We's the Hot Mango Seed podcast, you know what I mean? Where we peel back the layers and give you all the information that you need to know, all the happenings, all the what's going on, you know what I mean? With real intellectual people, real intellectual conversation. If you like what you hear, please like, follow, subscribe. You know what I mean? We here every other week, every other Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you already know to look forward for that. We're going to always be there to deliver what we got to see. So we segue in because you know that we's gamer. I-Man is a gamer. You know what I mean? I is a man that born and raised on the gaming side. So we're going to hit something up on gaming, which is quite shocking if you ask me. The number one, the most impenetrable, one of the biggest developers, probably I want to say of all time, Rockstar Games, has been hacked. You see what I'm saying? It's been hacked, and not only hacked, but it was held for ransom, and they basically have an extortion, like, is I extort you, I extort me. You understand what I mean?
Jeez.
Is I extort you, I extort me, all right. But when I see this, I was like, there's no way that this could be.
I blame Pooh Shiesty.
Just like Pooh Shiesty. I guess the times and the week we living in is just like, it's so crazy.
They shiesting out.
So here's what it is. They say the group named Shiny Hunters have accessed a third-party server and have given the company a deadline of the 14th of April to enter ransom negotiations. You see what I'm saying? At the time of recording, it is April 15th. And true to their word, they did release the files and information that they said if they didn't get paid. Rockstar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Rockstar called a bluff, and basically they are now releasing the files one by one. But the thing is that with this whole situation, they only have things that really can't bother Rockstar. There's like, it's showing the total sales, how much like players Grand Theft Auto Online have, which is absolutely ridiculous. I have some stats right here that I want to read off.
Yeah, I want to know how many people playing that game.
Let me tell you, the thing crazy, my lord. It crazy, the man.
I contributed to it.
Huh?
I contributed to it.
Hey, we all did.
We all did. Even I did.
We all did, because let me tell you something. Grand Theft Auto been around since how long?
2012.
Dude, the thing is an old last game, The thing old.
Yo.
So how is it still around? How is it still relevant? Obviously, it have to be something great. But listen to this, right? It says, this is some of the stuff that they have. They say Red Dead Redemption 2 online only made $26 million a year. That's why they decide, hey, that's not making enough money. They pull back online. They pull back all the online rates. Rob, we was talking about that, about how they should have made online a lot more better, right? Yeah, they should have definitely give like more time and care into it. But this is a prime indicator that, listen, hey, this is not enough money for Rockstar because Rockstar is, like I say, one of the greatest and biggest game developers of all time. They say GTA Online has about 10 million active weekly users.
Jeez.
Grand Theft Auto Online has 10 million active weekly users. That's insane.
That is insane. That's crazy insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that's
Wow.
for such an old game and for such like that's
Number
like
one.
All I can see is dollar signs. Because look, the way I see it, because y'all know I play that game, Rise of Kingdoms, and they create a new kingdom every like 2 to like twice a day, right? Each kingdom has easily over 20 to 34,000 people, and most of them are spending like crazy, and it's not even close to the amount of people that's on GTA. Not even close. The main influencer spends 35,000 a year on Rise of Kingdoms.
that's
The main,
insane.
35 a year, and we don't have even half a pinch of what GTA has as far as people who are spending that mighty dollar.
Speaking of spending that mighty dollar, they say Rockstar makes about $7.3 million a week from shark cards, $2.3 million from GTA Plus, and $500 million a year just for GTA Online to exist. Just for it to exist. So they is
Wow.
just racking in the money. You know what I mean? I mean, all of us that's played LaRue, all of us are into
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's something.
Yeah, if I had my
insane.
Xbox, I'll be playing it right now.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But it's like the loop that they create is so addictive, and it was like, damn, I can't believe that such an old game is pulling
Yep.
in so much money, and
Right.
for them to be hacked the way they is and held ransom, and they stand firm on it, and they say, listen, these stats only going to make our stock go up, and that's exactly what happened. This stock went up tremendously because the investors see a healthy background. They see that everything is healthy. The rumors are good. So they went in and put more money into the stock. You know what I mean? So this stock sees some rises, and, you know, you never know. You never know. Rockstar might benefit from this whole extortion, so it might have backfire on the hackers.
Yep.
Yep.
Now they on the radar. And you know those Security Plus people, they on your ass.
Shiny hunters. Shiny hunters.
They probably use AI to get in, but they also gonna use AI to find them fools too.
Just saying. Hey, I hope y'all business is good because after we get off, we might need to run them business. Hopefully,
All my
y'all
business is full.
There you go. I know LaRue
Look.
full too. LaRue old full too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I ain't checked in a while, I'll be honest.
Oh man,
My shit shut down.
I'm
Hopefully we
running
could
over.
keep going. Hopefully we could keep going. All right, so once again, We's the Hot Mango Seed podcast. It's been a very good episode. You know what I mean? I think that we touched on a lot of good topics. We could continue talking for hours and hours on end because it's always something going on in this time. And I know it's tough and difficult times, but we're going to go out with the jewel of the day from our brother LaRue, who's going to give us some inspirational words. But before that, I have a question for the group that I want each individual just to listen to really quick. It says, if I offer you $10 million, would you take it? To the panel. Would you take
That's
it?
the question?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
What's the stipulation though?
There you
What's
go.
the stipulation?
So, okay, so they say, if I offer you $10 million, would you take it? They say, would you say thank you if I give you 10 million?
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on why you're giving it to me.
Exactly. Okay, but the only catch is, right, is that you won't wake up tomorrow.
Oh,
Do
hell no.
you still want the 10?
Nah,
You see what I'm saying?
not at all.
So that's exactly what this saying is saying. They're saying that life is worth more than that 10 million. So if your only focus in life is just the money and not your inner being and not your inner state and not your inner mind, you losing greatly in life. you are worth much more than millions and millions of dollars that people could only wish and hope and dream for. So when you wake up every morning, just wake up and say, I worth more than 10 million. You know what I'm saying? My life worth more because I want to wake up, and every day you wake up, you have another chance to be more greater. And with that, we're going to hand it over to our brother LaRue for the jewel of the day.
LARUE.
Absolutely. So, man, that's deep right there.
Yeah.
So today's jewel of the day, it actually comes from a passage in one of my favorite all-time books. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. It's by Viktor E. Frankl. And this book, it's a memoir, and it's a psychological analysis that explores how finding meaning, which is so aligning with what you said, Bless, finding meaning in suffering and how it allows humans to survive unimaginable hardships. So it's based on Frankl, Viktor Frankl, and he spent time in a Nazi concentration camp. And this is a really amazing book. I think it's really great to read right now, especially in the times that we live in. But to give you some context to where I'm gathering this passage, Frankl is talking about the many people who took their own life to escape the horrors of the concentration camp during the Holocaust. And he goes into details about psychotherapy and how using conversation and reflection can help someone find understanding and also help them to navigate their mental and emotional struggles. So in this passage, he says, a man who becomes conscious of the responsibility he bears towards a human being who affectionately waits for him or has unfinished work will never be able to throw away his life because he knows the why for his existence. He knows the why for his existence and will always be able to bear almost anything for the how. So Frankl believed that even in the worst situations imaginable, we still have the ability to choose our own response, and that's where meaning is found. So no matter what's happening in the world, the economy, uncertainty, the layoffs, the global conflict, our ability to manage our mindset is still in our control. We were all created for a purpose, and that purpose has meaning that somebody out there is seeking, man.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen on that.
Yes,
Amen
sir.
on that. And with that powerful, wonderful word, we are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. And until next time, we're going to catch you.
Until
Peace.
next time.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Yeah.